Hello, hello.
Hello.
How are y'all?
Great. How are you?
Good.
Good to see you.
Likewise.
Good to see everyone.
Yes, I hope everyone is doing well.
Doing fabulous.
Awesome. Put this charger in.
Happens every time.
All right. Huh? I'm about to say Ash. Oh,
Okay.
yeah, it is freezing in here.
It made the noise like the phone's moving. Oh goodness.
7:01. We're not doing too bad.
Hmm.
Okay.
Hey everybody.
Hello, Nana. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks.
Uh-huh. Okay. Are y'all able to see what's on the screen?
Yes.
Cool. I think well, I don't know.
Okay, what time is it? Let me see. I can't see the time over here.
7:02.
7:02.
But you gonna give it like 3 more minutes?
Yeah, 7:05.
Oh man. Okay. Get some water. So how's everybody been doing on this journey with this being day 5 of the current challenge? How's everyone doing? How are you applying your Seamoss, consuming it or applying it topically? Like, how is that going?
I like it. It's been a smoothie week for me. Thursday. Yeah, I broke down and had a crab cluster. But other than that, I've been doing smoothies all week. I've been putting 3 to 4 tablespoons of the sea moss in my smoothies. I make this big picture in the morning, so I put 3 or 4 in that. And normally, I may have 1 or 2 scoops throughout the day, just because it's sea moss. So, and then I'm looking forward to all the great benefits from it. So, I'm doing great. I like it. I
Awesome.
Awesome.
like it this far. I found that I started having more energy on Wednesday. First 2 days were kind of tough.
It's awesome.
Wow, that's awesome.
My fiance is in the living room right now eating fried chicken. So I said, I'm not gonna break down. I'm going on. It's time for my Zoom call. I'm going to my meeting. Yeah.
I'm super glad y'all are here today. What time is it now?
uh, 7:04.
7:04. All right, we're gonna give it one more minute.
I know I missed Wednesday. I wasn't too happy about it, but I'm in school and I had a Zoom call with my class. So
That's awesome though. What are you in school for?
I finally decided that as I get older, I'll be 55 in September.
Wow.
And I didn't want to do 8 9 to 5 anymore. I retired from the Air Force. So I'm like, what do I want to do when I'm 65 and 70? I want to teach. I like teaching and training. So I'm getting my doctoral degree in business management,
No.
specializing in management education.
Well,
And
and
I'll
let maybe if I needed to live.
say what now? And I'll start my dissertation this summer in July.
That is
Congrats.
awesome.
Good stuff.
Yes,
Yeah,
thank you.
awesome. That's always amazing when I hear people taking charge of their lives, living, throughout your passion. That's beautiful.
Yes. I spent 23 years in the military, so Air Force told me go here, go there, go here. So when I got out, I'm like, well, what do I do now?
Mm.
So
Understandable, understandable. All right. We ready to rock and roll?
yes.
Hey, hey.
Uh-huh.
Okay, we are so excited to be here. I'm not too sure how many we even have in here right now, but hello to everyone. Hopefully that y'all are doing well. Anybody have any comments, questions, or anything in regards to the challenge? Going once, twice, three times for the 99 and 2000. Nobody. Cool. All right, so we can dive into what we're going to be talking about today. Yeah. Okay. So, and I want this to be as engaging as possible. Hopefully, I say something here that will encourage you to consider or to think about what you're putting into your body a lot more. How many of you know that we have a multitude of brains? Just looking down, looking down, looking down. Our brain is not the only thing that operates, functions, and help us to function. We actually have a multitude of systems within our body that incorporate into our overall well-being, our health, how we think, and so much more. And I wanted you all to understand how much your diet has a part of that, or a lot to do with that. So we are talking about the GOOT. And I'm going to try to fly through this because I don't want to spend 2 hours talking about it. And so if I'm going too fast, anybody has any questions, just say something. I don't think the chat is up here. Can we pull the chat up here so we can see that? Can y'all see the Zoom screen? Like, can y'all see the cameras on my screen? No?
Yes.
Okay. So,
Heidi in the chat right there.
I can't see a camera. I just see the picture of what is the gut and the graphic that you're showing.
okay, so I see chat. Okay. So y'all can't see that chat box either? It's not in your way?
No.
Okay. Yeah, she said they can't see none of that. Cool. All right, y'all. So when we talk about the gut, we're really talking about the second brain. And there's a multitude of reasons as to why we say that. I know that we are all familiar with the term gut feeling, but I don't think people ever actually think about what they're saying when they say that. When we say that we have a gut feeling, we are saying that our stomach and our stomach alone had the wisdom in order to take itself through a process to receive information that results in strong emotions within us. So I don't think we're actually focusing on how strong the gut actually is, and there's a reason as to why the gut can give you those strong feelings. The GI tract starts with the mouth, goes all the way down to the anus. There's a lot of processes that take place when we're talking about the digestive system. The first one starts with our mouth, salivary glands, chewing, breaking food down until we get into the stomach. And the stomach is really where I want to focus, because it's going to be my introductory kind of element in regards to what we're really talking about. So within the stomach alone, we see a multitude of different aspects or chambers and things like that. I'm trying to move stuff around so I can see. The stomach is located between the esophagus and duodenum, in which is the first portion of the small intestine. Okay, so food enters here and through the upper part of the stomach and enters through the bottom, of course. within the stomach, and not just the stomach, but a multitude of GI tract, and as well as like the intestines and things like that. There are a multitude of layers within them, and it's within the layers of our GI tract that a lot, or a completely different aspect of the relationship in regards to the impact and the influence on the stomach or the GI tract has on the body lies within. And researching this, it was so exciting because to me it validated so much of what we already know. But check it out, and I'm not going to be reading this like word for word. This is more so for y'all to read as I'm going through. And so if I'm skipping over, saying something out of line, somebody is confused, just say something. So the 4 layers of the stomach are the mucosa, the submucosa, the muscularis layer, and then the serous layer. In the submucosa layer, there is a thing called it's a plexus, and the same thing is when within the muscularis layer. These plexuses are practically a network or community of different transmitters, different cells that are responsible for actually translating messages from one another. They're loaded with neurons, and we all know what neurons are, right?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So the small intestine, in which is huge. How many of you actually know how large your stomach, like how large the GI tract is? Nobody?
I do.
Try about 30 feet. Can we all conceptualize how big 30 feet is? The small intestine alone is 20 feet. The large intestine alone is 5 feet. I say that to say that that entire tract, we're talking about 30 feet of material within our body, is coated, lined within the layers of the GI tract, the entire tract. You have more neurons within your gut than you have within your brain. How many of us knew that? These neurons bear the same similarity. As a matter of fact, these are the same neuron transmitter that the brain uses in order to send signals within the body. This opened up the floor in regards to the importance of the gut to me, because now we're not just talking about the brain being able to cause other things to feel and respond, but we are talking about our gut being able to predicate how we feel. If it has the ability, not even if, but the fact that it does have the ability to communicate with our brain. The communication between the brain and the gut are bidirectional, meaning they go both ways. How many of you knew that? In a very common way or basic way, one of the ways that scientists knew before was the receptors within the gut can censor to the brain, letting the brain know that it's hungry or letting the brain know that it's full. That's on a basic level. But there are a multitude of things going on within the gut that actually controls that communication between the two. How many of you know that the microbiota, full of bacteria and different things within the gut, can actually communicate with your brain? Nobody? Can anybody tell me what they think this means?
No clue.
Can anybody take a stab at it? Anybody? Okay, let me go back. Okay, so, and this is why it excites me when I research. So we are opening up to a completely different field. I'm about to tell you why what you eat has everything to do with your general well-being. We don't understand the importance and the power of our gut. Being that our gut now has the ability to communicate, not even now, but it's being understood that it has the ability to communicate with our brain. And I am telling you that the bacteria within your gut is actually responsible for that communication, meaning that it is using the same nervous system, in which is the enteric nervous system, that the stomach is using to communicate with the brain. Bacteria, but the first law of nature within anything is survival. Everything wants to survive. So we depend on this bacteria within our body to protect us from other bacteria, to help digest and break down food, to stimulate that actual process of breaking down food. And in turn, this bacteria depends on us in order to exist. And so when you are consuming too much of the wrong or how can I say this? When you are consuming food that promotes an increase of bad bacteria, what do you think you're doing? The moodiness, the mood swings, depression, a lot of anxiety. These are mental conditions and mental disorders that actually start within the gut, because your gut is telling your brain how to feel. And it's the understanding of the communication and the union of this relationship that brings the enhanced possibility for vitality, for actually achieving vitality. What you are consuming is shifting and altering your body in such an intricate way that it has the ability to interrupt communication within the body and cause you to feel certain things that are not naturally of you. Hold on. So in this image right here, this talks about where the enteric system lies. And I discussed that in the other one. It is freezing in here. I discussed that with the other slide before, with the other 4 layers of the tummy. Where's my...
And can I also add something about the gut that's, a lot of people don't know? Do you mind if I say something on that?
Yeah, speak up.
Okay. So it can also, if you have bad bacteria in your gut, it causes what we call leaky syndrome, which can seep into your bloodstream and causes a lot more disease, including all types of cancer, inflammation, arthritis. It wreaks havoc on the body, but they don't really mention that to patients.
Absolutely.
It all starts in the gut.
Thank you for confirming that. And it's crazy that it's not spoken about. I mean, you read these, I read these articles, these fancy articles that talk about Alzheimer's and all of these other things being conditions that start in the gut. There is a pattern in regards to your eating habits that predicate the growth of certain bacteria and different things within the gut that then kind of get out of hand and spread into the brain, which causes those memory loss and things of that nature. How many of you knew that a healthy and balanced just microbiota within the gut can actually enhance memory and how you learn? With that alone, they are telling you that how you eat has the ability to affect your head, like your brain. And so often do we think about it the complete opposite way, but I think it honestly should be the other way around. In this slide right here, I'm talking about the similarities between the intestines and the brain, because beyond just beyond their ability to just process different kinds of, I say information, the stomach processes food, the brain processes a multitude of other things, neurochemicals, thoughts, things of that nature. But they kind of look alike. Y'all see how it folds? The actual, the menses of the skin on top of the organ. There are some scientists that would actually say that the stomach was the first brain, which gave our actual brains within our skull the ability to grow. This slide just more so breaks down the communication. Can y'all see my pointer, my mouse?
Yes.
Okay. The vagus nerve. The enteric nervous system exists mainly within the GI tract. Of course, the brain uses the central nervous system in order to send its messages and communicate. The connection between the two is the vagus nerve.
I could tell you cold.
Yes, I am trembling. This just breaks down the actual. Thank you.
You're welcome.
It breaks down the physical communication that takes place within the body between these two. And it also shows right here how the microbiota could actually communicate with the ENS system, the enteric nervous system, to get that communication up and back to the brain. I call gut microbiota the third brain because to me it's almost like the GI tract in a sense becomes another vessel to where another thing is controlling the way that this thing operates. So to me, this is the brain of the actual gut. The microbiota within your stomach has the ability, again, to shift the way that you feel, change and alter your mood, depending on the actual microbiome within the intestines. You have more bacteria and cells within your gut than you have in your entire body. Within the gut, there are predominantly two different types of bacteria phyla that make up the healthy balance of bacteria within the gut. Disruptions within this microbiome is being associated with a variety of illnesses and disease. Again, confirming that illness and disease starts in the tummy. The increased presence of bacterial endotoxins have been considered as fundamental factors for disease. When you are consuming too many of things that cause just the bad bacteria within your stomach to grow, those bacteria come with waste and create waste, and that waste then seeps through your system, and it becomes another cause for illness, sickness, and disease. Again, this is powerful to me because, like the last point says, we are able to feel the inner world of our gut in ways that we didn't even understand. How many of you know that serotonin is a neurotransmitter or a neurochemical? Meaning that it's something that your brain produces, and it has everything to do with happiness, well-being, and things of that nature. How many of you knew that 95% of the body's serotonin is actually created in the gut? Anybody else catch that? Your gut makes serotonin. Don't believe nothing I say, go look it up. Of course, the gut needs it needs certain elements in order to do so. Hence, another reason as to why your diet is important. But more than that, with 95% of the body's serotonin being created in the gut, the lack of this production also is often associated with what? Depression, anxiety, different nervous disorders, or psychological disorders. And it's simply and solely because of the balance of the bacteria within your stomach. The gut not only produces serotonin, but it produces hundreds of neurochemicals that the brain uses to regulate physiological processes as well as mental processes via the bacteria present within the gut. So how you feel, your ability to think well, to be happy, all starts in your stomach. Some of the signals produced by the microbiota within the gut never reaches consciousness, but can still alter the way that our brain perceives the world around us. In addition to the gut microbiota, how many of you knew that the biggest organ that we have associated with our immune system is our gut? I don't think a lot of people understand that. When I'm telling you to eat well and take care of your stomach, to be mindful of what you put into your body. I'm not just telling you to be mindful of how you eat in regards to just waste and things of that nature, but I'm talking about the thing that your body uses in order to fight bacteria, in order to fight viruses. That's your stomach. The best foods for gut health. Foods that are known to be prebiotic and or probiotic. Fruits, vegetables, legumes, fermented foods, polyphenols, which are phytochemicals that are in fruits and things like that. Foods rich in fiber, foods with inulin, garlic, onions, jicama, chicory. Worst foods for gut health: processed foods, red meats, dairy, alcohol, sugar, soy, gluten, eggs, artificial sweeteners, foreign fish, GMO foods. If you are struggling with autoimmune diseases, if you're even struggling with hormonal imbalances, if you are struggling with a multitude, I want to say so many, so many different ailments, disorders, and diseases, it starts with your gut. This is why what you eat matters. It's not just about following a trend, because I think without the knowledge, that's what veganism feels like. That's what doing better things or implementing better health tactics and stuff like that feels like. It feels like a trend, but it's so much more than that. The best way to take care of your body is to take care of what you put into it. Take care of your gut. And leaving this challenge, I hope that sticks with y'all. Does anybody have any questions, comments, concerns? We need a heater.
You got one. Just can't.
Cover your head. Heat comes out from your head, so cover your head with a hat. Put a hat on.
That's
She
why
was
I had
right.
to put that on her
Put
head.
that hat on. Yeah, put a hat on, and retain what you have already. Yes.
Thank you. I look.
Are you guys in Texas?
Yes, we are.
What's it? How cold is it out there?
Cold. It's probably
It's 30. It's in the 30s.
Okay. It's
I'm in
6 degrees
Houston.
in Boston.
Whoa! You keep that up there.
You guys better be warm.
Yeah, it's gonna get colder.
And then the
So
off
do you,
cold. Go ahead.
I have a question on the gut. So do you suggest taking the probiotic or just with the food to treat the gut issue?
Just with the food, probiotics, and again, I'll say be mindful of what supplements you trust, because where they got what what they're giving to you, it's a concern. It's what you have to understand in order to know whether that is beneficial for you. So to me, doing it the natural way is best.
Girl, you got me sitting on the edge of my seat. I'm supposed to be going to another Zoom, but I'm not thinking about that other Zoom tonight. This is right up my alley. I'm like, this is what my doctor said that I had an issue. She said the detox are good.
Mhm.
And so this is something that I definitely have to jump on ASAP. And thank you guys for this information.
Not a problem at all. And I'm so glad that you made that connection, because it's super. I mean, when I say it causes so many different things, a shift in a lot of ladies' vaginal pH. We don't understand how much of what we eat affects everything about us. But learning that it affects the way that you feel, we're so used to the brain controlling that. Not too many people are saying that your stomach is controlling the way that you feel.
And this would explain why when I detox and I do just fruits, veggies, and water, why I feel so great.
Absolutely.
Or if you've ever done a water fast, or if any of you ever attempt to do a water fast, that's the reason why some of those symptoms include the emotional outbursts, being hangry, like you're so hungry that you're angry, and everybody and everything around you upsets you, and you can't get the food off your mind, and your head starts hurting and things like that, because your gut, it's your gut is really doing the most, and you're not putting into it what you would normally be putting into it. So
And so
that's
it's
where,
feeding, and it's going through
it starts
withdrawals.
feeding and starts sending mixed signals to the brain, and then the brain tries to send signals back, trying to convince you to break that fast and to give in and to eat. But it's like an internal battle.
And that's why we say it's an internal battle that you have to win. There are some people that go through some of these experiences, and it's really a sign.
Go away.
of a health condition. And so that, you know, you want to pay attention there. But a lot of people, when we get these headaches and things of that nature, we don't understand that the bacteria, again, everything's job, or in nature, everything wants to survive. That's why suicidal thoughts and things of that nature are abnormal, because it is not normal for a living thing to not want to live innately, without anyone having to tell you. Everything about you strives to live. You breathe on your own, heart beats on its own, all of that. Same thing in regards to bacteria. So when you have a excess of bad bacteria within the gut, and this bacteria understand that it's depending on you in order for it to survive, that's what we mean when we say some of these parasites or some of this bacteria, they're actually controlling what you want. You are not in control of yourself. That's an internal battle that every time that you pick up what am I trying to say? Every time you choose to engage in poor eating habits, that's a battle you lose. And then just tally that up and count how many battles you've lost on a daily basis. We got to start fighting, because this is warfare. And I don't even want to get into that, but this is warfare. We have to start fighting back. That's what to me, you know, that's what veganism is about. That's what eating healthier is about. It's about me trying to beat that battle. You can't have my body, you can't have my mind.
One of my mottos whenever I'm trying to, because I don't really eat a lot of red meat, beef, and pork, so I'm okay with that part, but I love seafood. So whenever I'm trying not to eat those things and I have that urge for it, I always tell myself, I'm stronger than the food. I'm stronger than the food. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But about 85% of the time it works, 85 to 90, but that's one of the things I use. I'm stronger than the food.
Absolutely. And it's definitely a mental thing, because as y'all heard, you know, the stomach is producing the serotonin. And so when it comes to people that battle with obesity, this is one of the reasons why, because eating does really feel good. Eating can make you feel good. And some people subconsciously pick up onto that, and it becomes their way of trying to navigate throughout their, you know, their traumas and things of that nature in their life. But it's difficult to get all of that in tune. So again, you know, have mercy with yourselves, but at least acknowledge that fight. The more and more that y'all acknowledge that fight, the more and more you want to get into it. I'm personally very competitive. And I mean, it don't matter how small the game is. I'm going to play it to the best of my ability, knowing that I'm losing this kind of fight. And this is a fight that matters. I can't have too many of them. So y'all just be mindful.
Back to the chat.
Oh, I don't know. Let me see.
It's over there. Did anybody have any questions in regards to anything that was said, or the Seamoss, or just anything that you can think of to add to it?
Oh, and can the gut be healed? I just saw Terry. Yes. Yes, Terry, the gut can be healed. Eating the proper foods to reestablish the healthy balance within your gut alone can accelerate and or initiate healing.
I was just thinking.
Good evening, sister. I have a question, if I may.
Of course.
Yes, hi. I'm Stephanie Green. I tuned in about 15 minutes ago, and I agree 1000% with everything that you're saying. But I would like to ask, if we're trying to live a vegan life. I just recently turned 52 years old. I have been diagnosed with a autoimmune disease. It's called polymyositis. It is basically arthritis of the muscle tissue. It's weakness of the muscles, and I've been dealing with this for over 15 years. And prednisone seems to be the only answer. And of course, I believe that this medication, prednisone, has taken out my hair, and all of these other effects, these side effects of the medications that are in our bodies. And I know it can be healed through the gut, but for a menopausal woman, how can I eat the right foods and maintain the levels of proteins in my body? That's where I get confused. Am I eating enough? Am I eating enough of the legumes and the vegetables and the fruits? And I know water is absolutely necessary, but I just need to understand what can I do to kind of get my body back? Because, after you hit 50, you kind of lose control of things, and weight and menopause and everything else is kind of coming left and right. So I just want to find out, what is the method? What is the rhythm that I need to follow so I can stay consistent? Thank you.
No, no problem. And I thank you for even just speaking up and asking. If you could, I like whenever I'm given just like a list of medications, because my logic is always, if we can figure out what the chemical is doing, we can find something or grow to understand the body and what it needs in order for that chemical process to take place naturally on its own. And so if you can just type the name of the medication, so I can.
Prednisone.
How do you spell it?
PR, actually, let me look at the bottle. I'll put you on pause and I'll get it. I'll come right back.
This was it. I'm gonna type it here just in case this is it. I'm gonna say I was about to answer the rest of her question, but I thought she.
Okay, I'm back.
Mm-hmm.
It's Prednisone, prednisone.
Okay. We just
It's a
want.
steroid. It's a steroid.
Okay. We just want to make sure that was it. I'm gonna look into that and get back to you just to see what that particular medication is all about. What is it doing in regards to medications like that? Is always about transmitters and blocking receptors and things of that nature. So certain things don't take place or certain things happen. So I would just like to understand what's that doing in regards to your ailment. But in regards to just the rhythm and what you need to eat, how much you need to eat, and everything of that nature, honestly, it's about understanding yourself. And then it becomes difficult because not everyone is the same. And so I can tell you that you need to eat, or I need to eat a certain amount of calories per day, but it's not necessarily the same for you. And so what I'm doing for myself may not benefit you. But what I will say that everybody in here would benefit from is actually understanding how much you're eating. So look at those measurements in regards to, or those units of measurements in regards to calories and things of that nature. How much is a cup of beans going to give you? How much is a cup of strawberries going to give you? This journey forces you to be aware of what you're putting into your body. We've gotten, a lot of us have gotten really laxed with understanding what all we're putting into our body on a day-to-day basis. But trying to do anything to it is going to force you to do the opposite of. That's why a lot of people have issues with losing weight. You'd be surprised at how many people, for their height, their weight, the way that their metabolism works, they're taking in way too many calories, and they don't know it. So they don't understand why they're not losing weight as they're working out. If you get what I'm saying? And so understanding how much you're putting into your body, how many calories do you need per day? How active are you throughout your day? How fast do you burn off energy throughout your day? Understanding that first, and then knowing how much you're putting into your body is going to be vital to anybody wanting to live any healthy lifestyle. You see the big guys doing this with their fish. They make sure they have a certain amount of rice, a certain amount of this, and a certain amount of that in order to make sure they're getting enough calories, they're getting enough protein. So this is not just with a vegan diet, but any diet, with every diet. If you're not used to doing it, you should be. It should be something that you start. You should know how much you're consuming. You should know what you're consuming. If you don't, you're still out of whack. Because you'll never know if you're doing too little, too much, or not. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't give you a solid place to stand.
I totally understand, and thank you so much.
No problem, madam. Anybody else? I thought this was
Somebody
going.
else had a question.
Oh.
Not sure who though. I thought somebody spoke at the same time she was getting able to speak. It is really cold in here
Mm-hmm. I legit thought that, you know what, had I read everything, I would have spent an hour and a half.
though.
But I think my summaries were concise.
Pretty much.
Okay, y'all. What was the mental aspect of the challenge? Let me go look it up before I let him
Was it
go.
today, like day 5 too?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, you broke up. Can you repeat that?
The mental aspect of the last 2 days of for the challenge. Let me see.
I have to say, I was shocked that I wasn't starving because I, like yourself, love to eat, and I've just been doing the Seamoss challenge, and I haven't been hungry, so
Hey,
I felt good and more focused and more clear-minded than I usually am.
that's awesome. That's awesome. That CMOS is the beast. It helps suppress the appetite. That's why it's my favorite tool on a fast because it'll help deal with some of the hunger. And then just beyond that, the boost in energy. Whenever I want to say for the second time, anybody felt like their body kind of feels electric in a sense, like you have way more energy than you usually would.
This is Stephanie again. I wanted to add that I received my package with my CMOS 2 weeks ago, and I never received the diet plan or the plan for the for the fast or for the detox. And I was waiting for a link or something, and I never received it. And there was nothing else in the package other than 2 packages of the moss. And I knew, according to the first link, that the detox was supposed to start on the 8th. And then when Sister Oshun was sending out, just good vibes in the morning, I asked, when is the meal plan? Because this is my first time joining uh, Smart Vegan. So when I bought into it, and I said, okay, I bought everything, and I was looking for some directions or a menu plan or a grocery list, and I didn't receive anything. So this was the first time I saw anything connected to the CMOS detox. And that's why I logged on, hoping that we would discuss the grocery list, the plan, and when we would start. And I just heard you mention that, how did you feel going through the detox? And I haven't even started. I
The,
haven't even started.
I'm sorry for the confusion. The PDF is sent digitally, so you should have got that in your email.
No, ma'am, I never got it. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Okay.
Just leave your email in the chat or let us know what your email is so we can send it out to you. That and the cook. Did you get the cookbook?
I got the cookbook. I bought the cookbook first, and that's what kind of connected me with everything else. And then Sister Oshun, she gave me a link to the grapefruit, the 3-day detox for grapefruit. But I couldn't stay on it because I bought I bought all the grapefruit and everything, and I was ready. And after 3 days, I couldn't take it because of the blood pressure medication I'm on. I had a bad reaction with my ankles were swollen and such. So then I opted for, when I saw her put up a link for the CMOS, and she said it started February 8th. And I said, okay, this would be great. And then I bought the CMOS, and about a week or so later it came. Nothing else was in the package. And I said, well, I guess a link or something else will come. And I joined the Facebook group, and I just never saw anything else. This is the first time I've seen anything for a link concerning the CMOS detox.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll get you caught up. We'll send you the previous links for the meeting we had on Monday and on Wednesday. We still have to upload Wednesdays, and we'll send the PDF and anything else that you haven't received. And we do apologize about.
No, that's fine. That's fine, sister.
Did anybody else? Does everybody else have the PDF, or did anybody else not receive a PDF?
Stephanie, did you check your junk mail? Because mine went to my junk mail, so I didn't have it. I found it after.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe I have to do that. I'm so busy sometimes. I didn't check my junk mail. I was just expecting, Smart Vegan. And when that pops up in my email, I just automatically go to it to see what the next message is. So
It
I'll check.
said to add add them as a contact, and that way you could receive the documents. You have to add Smart Vegan to your contacts.
Oh, okay.
And it got
Oh,
some, if anybody else hasn't received the PDF or anything like that, it got a lot of good info in there, and I want to make sure y'all have that. So if anybody else didn't receive it, please say something so you can have that. Okay,
I feel sorry for you. You're so cold.
it's all right. I'm a thug. I'm a thug Monday through Friday.
Silly.
It's gonna get worse
I
before
know.
it
I'm in
gets
New York.
better.
You're not gonna survive. Come on.
I had
And cover your tea.
I had to put in a temperature request for the office, and the way they responded to this one, I don't think we're gonna be in here for like a whole week. It's that cold outside.
Yeah.
It's all right.
It's all good. It's gonna make you stronger.
Going out the circuits, plugging in our own heaters. So we had to stop plugging in our own heaters. But I had a little fun doing that. It's like the circuits to the whole little flow went out. It's not bad.
Got it.
It's cold,
We were
but
doing
awesome. If no one has any questions, concerns, or anything like that, we'll let y'all.
I just want to say I really enjoy the videos that you guys sent for the recipes because I'm a visual learner, and seeing Netta make the stuff. So when I was making it, reading the PDF, it's much easier to see that. So I thank you for the videos. I get excited when they come through. I'm like, yay, and then I try them out. So it's more helpful.
no problem.
Awesome.
I'm kind of a visual person too.
Yes. Yeah, I like them as well. Thank you. Because I was going to try that almond milk, the milk with the almonds. But then when I saw yours with the cashews, then I decided to try that next week.
Cashews give the most creamiest milk you can make at home. We got
Yeah.
some coconuts, so I'm finna dive into making some coconut milk.
Mhm.
But you can make. I have like my own preferences. If I'm getting ready to cook something, like cook a real meal, like potato pasta, and I'll use hemp milk. Or if I'm making something sweet, smoothies or something, I use walnut milk. So yeah, I encourage you all to just get in the swing of making your own milk, trying it with different nuts, and then whichever one you like the best, then go for it. Make that your staple in your household, like your milk. 'Cause it's dope.
Right.
Proud of
Does anybody know how to do the to open the coconut so you can use a real coconut?
you. Got to hit it really hard.
Because that I wasn't able to do. I don't know if I have the strength to do it, but that's the problem. I can't.
Yeah,
Oh,
Bang it
so
with
you. Any suggestions on getting since you don't have the strength to do it? What would you suggest?
Ask a guy.
Oh, right.
you silly.
I legit had to ask for help.
Or try to find some of the actual coconut meat in the store. We actually, it was my first time seeing it like that, but I was in Whole Foods a couple of days ago and they actually had the coconut meat, like they took the coconut and sliced the meat out of it and just put it in containers like that. So we were able to buy coconut meat without having to bash open coconut.
Yeah. That's about it. That's the only solutions we got though, because I was out there for about 20 minutes trying to hit a coconut.
And if you ever want to try making Brazil nut milk, please soak Brazil nuts overnight.
Or you
Like,
will lose your blaze.
Oh, the Brazil nuts. Okay. Because that was my next try. I do have Brazil nuts. So soak them overnight.
yeah, them bad boys is thick. Like, you want to let them
I
cook.
got Brazil nuts to make the cheese. I think one of the recipes said to use the Brazil nuts. But so you have to soak them for the cheese as well. Anytime you go to use it, soak the Brazil before you try to use it, huh?
Yes, anytime
Oh,
you
okay.
Brazil nuts. So if you like to, or if you don't meal prep or anything like that, but you know for a fact, like, ooh, tomorrow I'm gonna make this recipe with the Brazil nuts. Go ahead while it's on your mind, soak the Brazil nuts then. Whew.
And Laura, there's a tool on Amazon that
Nuts.
opens coconuts that could save us all.
Yeah. Thank you, Laura.
Yes,
What's it called? Coconut opener?
probably,
By the way, what you use it for?
probably.
That's
All right,
dope.
y'all.
I want to get a coconut opener.
Okay. What are we gonna end on today? I saw in the last little bit the challenge for today is what, day 5, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And oh, anybody know how to meditate? Anybody meditates well?
Yes.
On head. Yes.
Yes.
Anybody find that they have problems meditating?
Yeah, I can't keep my brain still.
That plays a lot into, for those that feel as if they have a hard time with meditating, that plays a lot into what we talked about today as well. Because the communication between the gut and the brain happening so often that even when the brain is not functioning, the gut has the ability to cause the brain to think and or perceive completely different way. And so our brains, it's always going. It feels as if it's never under our control. And that wreaks a lot of havoc in regards to our health and how much stress we put ourselves under whenever we have those kind of mental patterns. And so meditation, for those of you that are not into it, get into it because there is power in quieting your mind. Let's see. For those of you that meditate well, what are your tactics? Like how do you meditate?
Well, I've been doing it for a while, so I think what I tell my patients is you start off, just do 5 minutes and you just focus on your breathing and just if a thought comes, you let it go. And then each day you can add 2 minutes until you can get up to like 20 minutes, but you just sit and focus on your breathing in and out. Another thing is Headspace has a free app that helps you to learn how to meditate. So if you guys want to download that app, I find it's helpful for beginners um, to learn how to meditate.
That's how I started because I would do the same thing. I would be sitting there and then my mind is all over it, thinking about everything I did yesterday or need to do tomorrow. So I started listening to guided meditations. And then I started doing diaphragmatic breathing or box breathing, where you breathe in deep breaths and you hold, breathe in for a count of 4, hold for a count of 4, breathe out for a count of 4, hold for a count of 4. So when I focused on my breathing, that helped me to start calming my mind more. And I was focused on breathing, so I couldn't think about something else. So,
Mhm. That's
That's
true.
That's actually a good way to do things. I agree with everything Helena was saying, especially for people who have never been able to do any type of meditation. It's actually quite hard. It's not easy, especially since we're taught to be multitaskers. So if you're always taught to be a multitasker, it's very hard to then eliminate everything in your mind. So even with the 1 to 2 minutes, that can be really hard for a person. So everybody's going to be a little bit different. You're really just going to want to focus on seeing how long you can go without letting the thought come in, and then being okay with the fact that a thought has jumped in and then pushing it back out and then trying again. But it takes a lot of practice, so I definitely tell people when I work with my clients and my patients to do guided imagery and guided meditation first. UCLA also has a great site that's for free that they changed now into an app that you can also use. There's so many different apps right now that potentially people can use. And for those who are of the more seasoned persuasion, instead of saying older persuasion, because I don't want nobody mad at me, when you do meditation, that also actually helps in the synaptogenesis. So basically what that means is it's making more connective pathways in your brain. So you know how sometimes we forget things? Well, you can rejuvenate that process, and that's through meditation. So studies have found that being able to do that also helps us as we can increase in our seasoned years. So just the FYI.
Thank you.
That was beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank all
Thank
of
you, Mo.
that is so awesome. I love. Has anybody ever heard of Abraham Hicks?
Mhm.
Esther? Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
yes,
My
yes.
favorite guided meditation. That woman naps. And you know what? I'll leave it. I'll leave it on this because I thought this was liberating whenever I came across it. There's. Anybody ever read The Seat of the Soul?
What? See the Soul by Zuko?
Soul? You've
Very
read
good.
The Seat of the Soul?
Mm-hmm.
What about the Dancing Wu Lee Master?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Girl, you own it. Okay.
Yes.
Books. If you have not read The Seat of the Soul, The Dancing Woolly Masters, or The Miracle Power of Your Mind, you have got to get on it like now. The Seat of the Soul, The Dancing Woolly Masters, and The Miracle Power of Your Mind.
Put those in the comments,
I got you.
please. Okay,
Yes,
thanks.
thank you, please.
I actually have the Seat of the Soul sitting on my desk now. I'm going to have to pick it up.
Yes.
Yes. Really good.
And I tie all of that into Abraham Hicks because she teaches and again I'm pretty much I try to think of myself as a what's that word? Starts with an O.
Optimist or
It's pretty much I've studied from a multitude of different cultures and religions and I find omnist. I find value in all of them. I kind of take light where I get it from and I apply it to my life as I can. So I value a lot of different things from a lot of different spectrums and as a result my mind probably connects things that people find weird. But anyway, how they all tie into that is Abraham Hicks teaches that spirit or what we call spirit or that God-like being is within ourselves. Is basically the best version of ourselves, and it's through manifestation or what she calls manifestation that we can get into alignment within that being that vibrates higher than what the seat of the soul will call the personality and practically create the very life that we want to experience. The awesome thing about this for me on a personal basis, not something that we actually push, is that all of this ties into things. It ties my diet ties into very much of everything that I believe in because I'm trying to get my body in a position and state to where I can maintain a certain frequency or vibration within myself. But the seat of the soul practically teaches that there's a separation between the soul and what we all have is in which is our personality. The soul being full of love and the personality having the ability to feel unloved. The soul being completely secure and the personality having the ability to feel insecure. And it's a lot like Christianity in regards to what it teaches from when you steer too far away from your spirit or from God or from your soul, whatever you wish to call it, that we actually begin to experience disharmony within our life. And this disharmony within our life reflects in a multitude of ways. The disharmony from our personality steering too far away from who we are in nature, our highest self, is what creates the problem within our relationship. And please don't think that your health is any different. Your health is an exact reflection of where your mind is in accordance to where that dynamic and relationship with your spirit. And so I'll just leave that there. Don't think that what you eat just is a physical thing in regards to nutrition. It has everything to do with the mind, body, and soul. So yes, if anybody doesn't have or has any more questions, go ahead and say that. If not,
I got one more thing to add. When you're talking about the mind, I always say that my birthday is 30 September.
okay.
I'll be 55 this year.
Okay.
And I always say January 1st is not my new year. My new year is 30 September. So I love being out near the ocean. So I always go out to the water somewhere and I meditate and relax and I reflect on what my past year has been like and think about what I want to do starting tomorrow. And I always post something saying, get time to get my mind right. Or anytime you want to make a change and do something, you got to get your mind right. It begins, I believe, from everything I've read, it begins in your mind. And now I'm saying it begins in your mind and your gut.
Absolutely.
So, yes. Great call tonight. Thank you.
No, not a problem at all. And hopefully all of you take that with you because it's facts. And it's to me when I hear that something else controls my brain, I don't pretend to be perfect. You know, I will gladly say I am not a doctor. I've never went to school for this, believe it or not. I don't have a yearning to and get a medical degree in this. This is just me. But when I heard that me already not having that super strength and control over my mind got something else that's playing with it too, I was like, man, it's not fair. The game is rigged. It's really, but it just means we all have a lot of alignment to get into, and that's really what when people you hear those spiritual people say, get in tune, get in line. All people are saying in short is get back to nature, get back to who you are naturally. As humans, we're in the conversation with milk. Like, no, people will say, is milk beneficial? You should not be drinking milk as an adult because as an adult, you don't need milk. But because we have the ability to go and get milk whenever we want to, they're now saying that we can drink milk, which is not the case. Especially when you think about crossbreeding. If anybody ever sees a giraffe feeding on the teat of a walrus, come and let me know. Like when you see a fox feeding off the teat of a cheetah, come say something because it's something that I would truly love to see outside of a nursing environment. We are the only species that will go and drink from the breast of another animal willingly. The only one. We are so out of line with our nature, what makes us us, that we've dabbed in some stuff that we really shouldn't have. And as a reflection of that, or as a result of that, we're sick, we're riddled, just ridden with all viruses and things of that nature. So we have to get in alignment, meaning get back in tune with ourselves. But yes, love you all. Thank you all for coming and being present. You could have been doing anything else. We thank you and hope that
Thank you.
Go do something hot.
Sunday.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
I'd
for
like
all
to
the information.
Hope you
send
stay
you
warm over the weekend.
Hey, I just wanted to know, is Stephanie getting the text or did she leave already?
No, I'm here.
Are you
I'm
getting the
here.
text? Because they've been sending us texts too.
I get texts from Oshun of the morning, saying morning blessings and different things like that.
I
I
mean, the
haven't.
videos that she's been sending.
I got one for today, but it was pertaining to something. I have to look at it again.
So
But
you
I
didn't get the tuna video or the milk video or they've been sending the things to our text.
no, I haven't gotten anything. I got something regarding the 80% off for the academy.
Oh, you need to get you're not connected. You need to get connected and
Like
I'm
that.
sorry, but that's what they were saying. You have a link that you have to tap on so that you can be connected with the group challenge.
Okay. So
Yep.
I'm willing, and somebody just send me the link. I'll give you my telephone number, email, and I'll get one.
Your email. So you should have it in your email now.
Okay, I'll look. Okay.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, ladies.
So,
Good night.
Okay, thank you. Good night. Be blessed. Okay. Good night.
I haven't been getting the text.
You're not in the
Okay.
group?
I'm in the group, but I have, if you guys sent texts lately or during the week with the tuna and all, well, I got it last time when I did it with you guys, but I'm not getting it this time. I'm not getting it as well.
Yeah. Oh, hi,
Okay.
ladies.
Hey, we got
Hey.
Chantel, Beverly, and Kim.
And Lisa.
And
Hey.
what is going on? I'm sorry that y'all haven't been getting these text messages. Let me see. Hey,
Hey,
Ashley.
hey, what's up?
So cute.
That sound like Tina.
Yeah, it do sound like Tink.
Hey.
That's
I
hey,
see
Tink.
you.
You see me?
I was about to say we see you too, but we don't. But we feel you though. We feel you. Hey. Anybody that's not receiving the text messages.
Everybody ready to do that.
Hey.
There she is.
Gorgeous.
That's cute. But yeah, if you haven't received the text, it's cousin Kim. What you say?
What she say?
What did you say?
What did she say?
What? You know what? I love
We're
you.
not gonna play this game right now. Okay, but yes, what you just say in regards to the text? Anybody not getting it?
Yeah, just shoot us a text and I'll try to catch you up on everything. Cousin Kim, we already got you, so I'll catch you up too. But everybody else who hasn't received any text messages, just shoot us a text and I'll send you everything that you haven't received.
And lesson learned. Maybe next time we make sure we ask first. Make sure everybody signed up. Everybody, what else to say? Tapped in,
Tapped in, tuned in,
turned on.
Yeah.
Everybody's ready to go, so that we don't leave nobody hanging. But anything else?
Information from the last time, then I mean like the same recipes.
Yeah, for the most part. Yeah.
Okay, well then, yeah, I already have those. Then that's okay. That's probably I just didn't tap on the thing because I thought I was already connected. I
Oh.
didn't the link, but I said I'm already connected, so I didn't need to connect again. I thought, but I was wrong. So forgive me.
But you good though. You good.
Yes. Yes. All right, y'all. I feel like that SpongeBob. We gonna head on that.
Thank you, lady.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank
Thank
you.
you, ladies, for everything. Thank
Thank
you so much. You guys' information is awesome.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
All right, y'all. Good night.
Good night.